Alright, a real talk before you scroll on. If you've ever watched a stunning scene and felt like the sound of light itself should feel more alive, this is for you. The S90F. This is for the kind of person who feels the difference between glow and depth, who notices when colors look flat even at 4K, and who has stopped settling for a screen that looks good but doesn't feel present. You don't just watch TV, you experience it. And before you go another minute, take a moment to check the current price and stock, because sets like this don't hang around quietly for long. There's always a point where it becomes impossible to ignore. Maybe it's a sunrise scene that looked washed out. Maybe it's a chase sequence that should feel liquid smooth but stutters instead. You don't get irritated anymore, you just realize you've outgrown the compromise. The first time you switch to this, that realization turns into relief. Colors finally breathe. Motion finally clicks. Dark scenes hold dimension instead of collapsing into gray. Living with it changes how your whole space feels. Movies feel anchored because blacks actually disappear instead of glowing. Gaming feels instantaneous and responsive, where every frame feels intentional instead of just rendered. Sports feel fluid and rhythmic instead of jumpy or soft. Even everyday streaming looks closer to what you think great TV should be, not just passable. And once you experience this level of contrast and motion clarity, your expectations quietly reset. Every time you glance at something slower, something less vivid, you almost recoil because you already know what a true picture feels like. If you're even halfway interested, don't wait for weird price jumps or stock dips that always seem to show up after hesitation. Maybe you're wondering if it's too premium. That doubt evaporates faster than you expect. It doesn't push you into motion, but it invites you in. The surprise benefit is how calm your eyes feel. There's no strain chasing details. It's like your viewfinder finally matches your perception, instead of forcing you to guess what's really there. Owning this feels like closing a loop you didn't quite know was open. You power it on, and there's a quiet pride because you chose something that delivers instead of compromising. You feel contrast that looks like dimension. You feel motion that keeps up with every scene. You feel color that feels purposeful, not washed. You feel immersion that fills the room. You feel satisfaction every time you sit down. It does reward high-quality content sources. And once you adjust, lesser screens feel flat. At a certain point, the comparisons fade. You choose the screen you already knew you wanted. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you delay and look back on later. Check the price, trust your instinct, and make it yours.